welcome in the next lecture. Just to rewind the things which we have seen in our previous session, and there we saw the structure of VHDL, which basically tell us that it should have a we should choose a device first, then we have to write down entity, and then we write the architecture. The architecture could be of three types: okay, data flow, structural, and behavioral. It could be mix of them, or it could be an individual one. Then we have seen entity declarations. So we know about how to define input, output, and buffers and inouts through port in entity. These are the 4-5 modes which you just said: in, out, in, out, and buffer. Then we gone through how to define generics, and next to that we've seen how to define constants. So these things, entity declaration part, we have just seen in our previous lecture. So variables, we said that we will be keeping it, we will be discussing it after. Now in this session we will see architectures in VHDL and their modeling types. Okay, then signal declaration, hierarchical design, functions, packages, and components. These are the things which we are going to see this. So as I told you, we have taken an example of a half adder which was having A, B as an input and sum carry as a output. Okay, so we'll see the implementation of a design in architecture. Actually, we implement the design. In entity, we declare things. Before that, we had a library. Before that, we select a device. So the process is device, then library, then entity, and then the implementation of design through architecture. So architecture implement the designs. Okay, always connected with a specific entity. So every architecture will have a specific entity with it. One entity can have several architectures, but it is not possible that one architecture will be having several entities. Entity ports are available as a signals within the architectures. So whatever you things you are defining entity, you can use them in architecture as a ports, as a generics, as a constants. Whatever things you are defined in there, you can use them. Basically, whatever things you are writing in architecture, that design will be are in the manner of concurrent, parallel execution. It is not sequential language, but it is a parallel language. Things will be executed concurrent. You can define signals. Any local signals or variables can be declared here. I told you there. So just what are these signals? Signals are primary objects describing the hardware system and are equivalent to wires. If you remember that we are connecting two circuits through wires. So like that, here you can connect two components through wires. So signals are nothing but the wires. So you can name them as signals. You can call them as a signal. So we will say that signals are the primary objects describing the hardware system and are equivalent to wires. They represent communication channel among concurrent statement of a system applications. They behave as a wires. What wire do? They are communication channel. They are carrying current. They are carrying signals. Okay, signals can be declared where they can declare in package declaration, in architecture, in block, and in subprograms. These are the things where we can declare signals. Signal can be declared in this 4. Now term comes as hierarchical design. So hierarchical design, it includes functions, packages, components, and procedures. 4 things are there: functions, packages, component, and procedures. Means when you are writing a big program, and if you are writing a big program, it may be possible that you may be using some components, some things repeatedly. So you can define them, you can use them by using hierarchical design. So these are the things which are required, which are necessary when you write, when you start writing. Okay, now functions. Functions are a simple way of encapsulating behavior in a model that can be reused in multiple architectures. So functions can be reused in multiple architectures. I told you, like the header file you use in your embedded C. It can be defined locally to an architecture or more commonly in a package. You can define it anywhere. In a package you can define it, or you can define it locally for that architecture. Okay. Next thing is, the simple form of function is to define a header with the input and output variables like this. Function name, input declarations, return output type is. This is the way you describe function. Then your variable declarations, then your begin, and then your function dot. So you can remember that this is more similar to architecture types only. Architecture we are doing in the same manner. The function name, then in the bracket we are writing input declarations, and return output type is. Okay. We are ending it. Functions like example. If we are suppose using a multiplier again and again, we will say function mult a b integer. Return integer is. Then you begin, then you say return a multiplier a and b. So you will be returning a value of a and b as a multiplied term, and you are ending it. So this is the way we define functions. You can define like multiplier, you can define a square root, you can define a square like that. Okay. Package function containers. Package name is package header content, end of package. Like you defined a functions, you can define a package as well. So package body name is package body content and end package body. This is the way we define packages. The header is the place where the types of and functions are declared. Okay. Like by there we are declaring the things we can declare here. Okay. So it is a kind of minimum say entity, combination of entity and architecture, a similar kind of thing. You can see package name is, then header content, then end package, then package body name is, then package body content, end package body. Package body where the declaration themselves take place. Okay, there वहाँ पे you are defining the package header content, and here you are where the package body where the declaration then takes place, where the functions take place. Now you see the here in this is an example of a full adder. The full adder has this full adder is made by using two half adders and one OR gate. So two half adder and one OR gate. Now in this you can see in A, in B, in C are three inputs. Some out C are outputs, where there are some intermediate terms as S1, S2 and S3. S1, S2, S3 are intermediate terms. Okay. See, this is half adder. Half adder is generally a device which has two inputs A and B, outputs as sum and carry, and it can be made by using AND and XOR gate. Now just we see the program. How do we write a program for a full adder made by using half adder? So we define a library first, library IEEE. Then we say that which library we are going to use, and then entity comes. Since the entity is of a half adder, we are giving the name as half add. Entity half add is port A and B, which are inputs. The data type is standard logic. Sum C, sum and carry are the outputs. The again data type is standard logic. End half adder. We have defined the entity. Then we are writing a architecture. Architecture component of half adder is. Now see, here we are defining a component. We have seen how we define a function. We have seen how we define a package. Now we are seeing how we are defining a component. The component is the first component which we are going to use is half adder. So we will say architecture component of half adder is begin. Then we write a concurrent statement. The concurrent statement is C, carry is combination of A and B. Okay, and sum is XOR A and A XOR B, and then end component. This is the way we define the component. See how will we be using this component for our purpose, for our circuit, for a full adder. Library IEEE use IEEE standard logic 1164.all. Entity full adder is port in A, in B, in C. Now here, since we are writing it for a full adder, and we have just seen a block diagram of a full adder, in that it was having inputs as in A, in B and in C. Okay, so we are defining them as a standard logic inputs, whereas the output is sum out and out C. So we are defining it as output, standard logic and full adder. The architecture, the name of the architecture is being written as top. Okay, architecture top of full adder is, since the entity name was full adder, we are saying a architecture top of full adder is component half adder. First we are defining a component here inside the program. So we have seen how to define a component. So component, whatever component we are using half adder, as you can see here in this block diagram, the component half adder has two inputs A and B, standard logic, sum and carry has two outputs, so sum and C are outputs, and signals S1, S2, S3 which are used for a total circuit. And a total circuit, as I told you, signals are the wires. As you can see here, these are the wires, S1 here, S2 here and S3. These are the three wires which we are going to use. And now your structure, then you are writing a program, your main architecture. Begin, then H1, the first half adder, you are writing for first half adder. Half add port map A as input A, B as input B, sum as S1, and C as S3. See this. This is, in this case, your output sum as S1, carry as S3, and the inputs are A and B. So we are mapping the things here. Mapping the means our full adder has input as in A and in B, which we are giving it here. And the output we are not going to use directly, but we are using them as a wire to connect with the next half adder. So we are giving the name, that we are naming them as S1 and S3. उसके बाद में we are writing for second half adder H2, half add port map A1. Now we are giving A S1. So this S1 wire, this is connected to here, then B as in C, the third input we are giving it here. Okay, the third input we are giving it here, and sum is sum out and C is S2. Okay, so sum out, here we will be having first output of our thing as sum out, then again a signal as S2, and these two signals S2 and S3 will be ORed to get a out C. Then the instruction has come for out C, S2 or S3, and this is the way we have written a complete program for full adder using component of. So these are the things which we are learning in our this session. The architecture in VHDL, how do we write an architecture, then its modeling types, signal declarations, architecture, hierarchical designs, functions, we define functions, packages and components. If you have any doubt, any questions, you can write here in the comment. You can WhatsApp the things, you can mail me. Okay, thank you.